G'day divers and welcome back to the channel and welcome to my first monthly update. What I want to be doing is doing a monthly update to let you know what I've been up to and what's coming up, answer a few questions that have been coming up in the comments, let you know any information that really just doesn't fit into another long form video so you know exactly what is happening on Sean Elliott underwater video. So this has sort of come about because they're really, doing a how-to video, then a review video, a how-to video. There's been no real way of me telling you what I've been doing, what's coming up, and there's a long time between me starting to test something and me finally doing a review video. And little questions, things like, am I going to get the DJI Action 6? That pops up all the time. So, if I do a monthly video like this, then I can answer those questions and give you the, the occasional tip and trick for your underwater videography and photography that isn't worthy of a full long form video, I suppose. But it's going to come down to you guys whether you want to watch this. I mean, if nobody watches it, then I won't bother. But if this is something that you'd want, something that sort of brings the channel together, makes it make more sense, so you know what's coming up, and we can have discussions in the comments about what you want to see and things like that, then give me a thumbs up, or even better, make a comment. If nobody watches it, then I will give up and I'll just go back to making how-to videos and doing reviews and leave this sort of stuff alone. But I would like to add a little bit more sort of, vloggy stuff in. I'm not going inside to introduce you to my pets and show you what I had for breakfast. I'm not talking about that, but maybe some shorts when I'm on the boat where I show you the setup that I'm using for that day, and if I think of a tip or something that I can give you, or I can show you where I am at the time, something a little bit more up to date rather than, seeing a video that's taken quite a couple of months maybe to make, and let you know about things that I do actually like that I just haven't had time to get enough footage for to be able to make a whole review video for you. So that leads me, I suppose, to the start, of what started this, which is, am I getting the DJI Action 6? Absolutely. I won't make any other comment. I know the reviews haven't been great on it, but I'm not here for that, to be honest. I always planned on adding the DJI Action series. What I want to do is I want to have the DJI Action series, the GoPro Hero series, and the Ace Pro series from Insta360. I will give you, from a purely underwater videography and photography point of view, I will give you the pros and cons of each one, and then you can decide which one suits you, because there's no right action camera, there's the right one for you. Just like everything in life. If there was one right car, we'd all drive one car. If there was one right TV, we'd all have one TV. If there was one right action camera, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. And if there was one right name, we'd all be called Sean. But, I want to tell you the pros and cons of each one. And then regardless of which one you choose, I will do videos on how to get the most underwater from that particular action camera. There'll be, the specific ones for that action camera. And then I will be doing videos that suit all of them, tips and tricks. There's actually more to, you get more from learning techniques and tips and tricks about how to shoot rather than settings anyway. Settings are probably the least important thing in your underwater camera setup. Techniques and tips and your accessories are the biggest things on how to get good underwater videography and photography. And then practice, just like everything else. It takes time to learn how to do. It's not as simple as just putting some settings in and pressing record, and voila, suddenly it looks like the blue planet. So yes, I will be doing that range, and as new cameras come out, as long as people are still watching the channel, I will upgrade those and keep making the new models and showing you the same. And as new products and accessories come out for them, I will review them and let you know what I think of them. So as far as Divevolk, I'll be making a lot more videos on Divevolk. Love Divevolk. It's because there is no competition for Divevolk. None. Absolutely none. If there is competition that comes up, I'm more than happy to try another housing, but I need to be able to have full access to my phone. There's just no ifs, buts, or maybes, because the only other solution is that some company comes up with an app that is so much better than every other app put together, and they continuously upgrade it so it's always the best app, and then somehow magically make it work perfectly on every smartphone. Now, if that happens, then that would be different. But the odds of that happening are so slim, it might as well be considered impossible. So because you can't do that, The membrane system and having a way that you can touch your screen and use your phone like it was designed to be used is why it's just going to be impossible unless somebody comes out with a better form of membrane, which case I will start reviewing their housings as well. But at the moment, that's definitely not the case. Divevolk have a lot of plans apparently coming up, so I don't know exactly what they are, but I'm very excited about seeing new products and things coming. So they tell me they've got lots of new things coming next year, and I will slowly review things as they come out and continue to do how-to videos, especially techniques videos, because again, like the action cameras, a lot of it's about technique rather than settings. So I'll be adding more of them. Even some of the ones, they'll be, techniques will go across every camera. So there'll be lots of videos where it doesn't matter whether you're using an action camera or a smartphone, it'll work for both. LetonPower, I've got to finish the C-Line series. I have all of them actually. I have the the B15, the B24, the L12, the L15, and the L24, and I've only did the video on the L15 and the L12. So they are still the best lights that I know of under $250 US. Are they $400 US lights? No. Are they $1,000 US lights? No. There's no magic way of getting a $1,000 light for $100. It just doesn't happen. Is it? The difference isn't a lot, but and if you're using an action camera and you're not working professionally, why would you spend $2,000 putting a couple of lights on a action camera? Unless you're rich and you're mad, and then why aren't you just buying a better camera? There's a point where you should buy the better camera before you buy better lights. But for lights under $250, I have not found better. If I do, I will introduce you to them. If honestly, lights, if you're going to say that you really want to have used both, so then let me know. But I've thought they're amazing. I still think the L24, although don't get me wrong, they're Chinese lights that are cheap lights, that they are not the power they say they are. They're certainly much more honest. What I said was they're more honest than the other manufacturers. There are people that make, for instance, that B24. I saw it the other day. They said it was 99,000 lumens. I wish it was. Jeez. Well, actually, I don't. I don't know what you do with 99,000 lumens except see nothing but backscatter and blue, bright fog in the water. But so when I say they're honest in that part of the market. In fact, none of them. It's annoying. I gave up worrying about it years ago. Is lumens on lights, underwater lights, just don't work either. You can sort of get an idea within a price range, within a brand. Even when you spend $1,000, if you buy $2,000 lights from two different companies that say that they are the same lumens, I can guarantee you they do not match. So as you spend more money, the differences become less because they're more paranoid about it. And as you get less cheaper, the extremes get much bigger. Somebody who's selling something on Amazon is going to tell you anything because people are silly enough to click on it. It's like clickbait. Clickbait only exists because people are stupid enough to click on it. So I don't really blame the manufacturers for that. I blame the people who are silly enough to fall for it. But anyway, that's why I say that they're more honest. Look, as a guess, I'd say the most powerful one's around 8,000 lumens. But even then, what am I comparing it to? But the L24, for example, is the most powerful light for that price that I'm aware of, that does that quality of light too. So if I find something better, I will, but I'll be doing reviews on all of them. I might do more of one big review, but if you're into low-cost lights, then I highly recommend them. All I would say with lights is, unless you particularly want one, always buy two. So two is much better than one. The only time I would say one is when because of what you're doing, you can only use one. I would always buy two cheaper lights than one expensive light. Don't buy one light and then, save up to get the other one, because the problem with buying lights separated by time is companies change the way they do things. LEDs by definition generally change through batches anyway. So if you want to get two lights, you really want them to match well, you need to buy them at the same time from the same place. They need to be the same brand, the same model, from the same store at the same time. The further you get away from that, the more and more and more and more and more chance that you're going to put both those lights on, you're going to have this big horrible line through everything where there's a slight change in the temperature or the brightness. Next, I'm going to have videos coming up on the Inon lenses, and to be honest, they're going to be very positive. I don't want to let it weigh too much, but this is the Inon GR140 ZD Pro. I've also got the Inon UCL G55 here. It's a macro lens, and I've got an Inon G100 coming as well. Now, they are not at the cheap end of lenses for your action camera, but I will say that I think this is the best lens for an action camera at the moment. If you're willing to pay the price, like this lens here costs twice as much as the normal AOI UWL, and it's the GR. Don't get confused with the G140. This is the GR. So one of the big benefits is it has a much bigger back. So this is the only lens where you can shoot an 8x7 on a GoPro and 4x3 on an Ace Pro 2. Obviously, there's no face mount yet for DJI Action 6, but I would assume that it will also cover the DJI Action 6 when we finally get a front for it. I'm assuming Inon will make one. And the G55, this is probably really where the money is if you're trying to do a combination. I'll be doing a video on this and I'll rave about it. This is the best macro lens, if you're ignoring price, for an action camera. It's designed for an action camera. I mean, the one thing is the Macromate was designed for an action camera, and I still say the Macromate is the best value for money macro lens, because I'll buy two of them for the price of this easily. But if you want the best, this is the best. And 67mm lenses, none of them. I have used many on action cameras trying to find one that I would consider was better. I have found some that I would consider slightly better than a Macromate at 5 times the price of a Macromate. I have not found a pro macro lens better than this on an action camera. And look, it's not the lens's fault. The 67mm macro lenses aren't designed for an action camera. This is designed for an action camera, and it shows. At least I've used it on the Ace Pro 2. I will use it on the others. They come for all the others, but they sent me the front plate for the Ace Pro 2, so it's been working really well. So if you're willing to spend a bit more money, because macro is your thing with an action camera, then this is definitely worth it. But that review will be coming up soon, whereas I'll need to go to Indonesia really to get enough footage for the ZD, or the GR140 ZD I should say, because the conditions just haven't been good enough here for wide angle. But I'll have them coming up, and I'll be covering them on all the action cameras as well. And again, I'm not sponsored by Inon for them, not getting paid. Underwater Australasia, which is Australia's largest underwater camera store, they're been kind enough to lend me some lenses. They didn't say, hey, take the Inon. They sell all. They sell AOI, they sell backscatter, they sell Inon, they sell all the lenses that come for action cameras, we find. They'd simply offered me when I met them that if they had loan lenses and I was interested in them, I could loan them to make content for you, and simply have a link to them in my description to say, hey, if you want to buy lenses, go check out Underwater Australasia. Support the people who support me, but they're not paying me. They're not pushing Inon. I actually asked to use these Inon lenses because they're relatively new, and I was pretty excited by them. And they aren't cheap, but I am quite happy to say that they are worth the money. I will say, if you're prepared to pay that money and you don't want to move up to a higher end camera. So I'm hoping that you can't hear the rain. I'm going to give up if I don't. I've been trying to make this video all day. If it doesn't rain, the cockatoos go off. If the cockatoos don't go off, the koalas go off. If they don't go off, the ravens go. I'm just giving up. So I will try and blank out the rain noise if you can hear it, but I need to get this video done and the battery's nearly flat. So the only other thing I need to talk about is merch. If you haven't seen, I've got some merch. I changed the original design. I made this a little bit smaller. So if you see the ones with the big logo, I didn't expect that. They all got changed. So I've got the smaller logo on here, and on the back it has the slogan, the deeper you go, the further you get away from all those idiots. So it's just done through fourth wall. I'm not making it. Like, I make, $4 or $5 out of a t-shirt or something. So I just did it for a bit of fun. I'm not saying go out and buy it, but if you want there's a coffee cup there. If there's anything that fourth wall makes and you want that slogan put on it, let me know. I'll put it on there. But yeah, I mean, it's all done by Fourth Wall. It doesn't cost me to have anything on there, and I can make it for you. But obviously, they make it all, or make all the profit out of it. I just get a few dollars on top. I really did it because I wanted to make some shirts for myself. I made myself a coffee cup. Thought some people might think it's funny to have that slogan on some of their stuff. One thing I might do is their canvas. They made that canvas up there. It's nice quality, so I might upload a few more of the photos that I like. If you're after any photos to put up on your wall, I mean, most people that are going to be learning videography and photography probably want to put up your own photos, which is, I don't blame you. But if you like any of the photos that I've got, then check it out. Apart from that, let me know what you think. Is it worthwhile doing these sorts of videos where I can answer questions and comments and give you a little bit more idea of what's coming up in the future? Was just thinking about trying to do one a month. You know, if that's too much, then I'll drop it back a little bit. But if you want more, you know, rather than just how-to and reviews, then let me know if this helps out. But until next time, don't forget to keep blowing bubbles, and never forget, the deeper you go, the further you get away from all those idiots.